question, and I'm here to explain my approach, and I'll try to solve this problem. So, without further ado, let's get started. There is a one-page binary matrix where 0 represents land and 1 represents water. You're given integers row and col representing the number of rows and columns in the matrix respectively. Initially on day 0, the entire matrix is land, which means it's 0. However, each day a new cell becomes flooded with water. Given one base 2D array cells, where cells I are R1, C1, RICI represents that on the ith day, the cell uh, RICI will be covered with water, which means it will change from 0 to 2. You want to find the last day that is possible to walk from the top to the bottom by only walking on land cells. You can start from any cell in the top row and end at any cell in the bottom row. You can only travel in the four cardinal direction, left, right, up and down. Return the last day where it is possible to walk from the top to the bottom by only walking on land cells. Return the last day where it is. What do you mean last day? Each day there's a flood which is occupying cells in the matrix. I want to find the last day that is possible to walk from the top to the bottom by only walking on land cells. Oh, I think um like this is day 0, right? Sorry about that. This is day 0 and we can just simply walk. This is day 1, we can still walk. This is day 2, we can still walk, but in the day 3, we'll not be able to walk down. So we have to return the, what do we say? The last day, where it is still possible to walk from the top to the bottom. Let's go through another example just to ensure that what we have understood from this question is actually correct. So day 0 we can still do it, day 1 we can still do it, day 2 will not be able to do it, right? I think one thing is very clear. If I can't if I can't uh, go from top to bottom on day 2nd, which means I'll not be able to do that on 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, which makes it a monotonic sequence and makes me think about the binary search. So there are these cells, and on the ith day, it starts from the 0th day, no, first day. This cell will be covered with water. This cell will be covered with water as well, and this cell will be covered with water. So, mm, so the constraints is 10 to the power 4. Okay, so now we know that we can find our answer by using binary search. But in each case of binary search, we'll have to determine if we can reach from top to bottom, right? And we can start from any cell on the top and at any cell in the bottom. And to determine if that is possible or not, what we will have to do is, I think we'll do DFS with a visited array. Yes, it's very easy. The problem is very easy. I'm being very honest. I've not gone through the problem before I started making this video. Sorry. So the matrix is n into m, and 0, 1, 2, 3, right? I think will be equal to, oh, sorry. So the matrix is row into columns, and our answer can be from 0 to cells dot size, that many days. So we'll maintain another variable which will store our answer, and now we'll do binary search. I hope most of you are familiar with this concept. Now we will check if for this given day, yes, for this given day, will we be able to work from top to bottom? And for that, we'll have to write a function. I'm using a lambda function here. So I think we already have access to all those things. Since this is a smaller, I'll create a vector. Let's call it grid. Will be n into m. The size of the grid is going to be n into m. Initially, it says all our lands, it's 0, right? Yes. But on the midday, on that particular day, what we will have to do is we'll have to actually go and cover all those cells that have been covered with water now. So we'll walk through the cells array which is given to us. It tells us that on this particular day, this particular cell will be covered with water. So we'll make all the changes in our grid. So X will be cells of I as i's of 0, and Y will be this, and we'll make it equal to 1. Now we have the array. So this approach is n into m into log n into m, which will work, which will definitely work. Okay, now we have um, now we have the grid. Now what we have to do is we'll have to do BFS or DFS. What should we do? I think I'll go with DFS. But wait a second. How many DFS calls will I be making? It can be as many as 10 to the power 4, right? What else can we do in this case? Since we can do DFS, but the problem is at max we'll be visiting it again and again. So can we do something like TP in this case? So we make sure that we do not visit any server more than two times. I think we can or will have to. Will be of the same size. Initially minus one. Hmm. I'm traversing the first row and dp of 0 I is going to be equal to grid of 0 I. We don't necessarily have to go directly below. Usually uh, when we are given the thing that we can move in all four directions, in that case TP is usually not possible. So I'm sticking to that, and um, there will be components, right? And I'll avoid visiting the components. Oh, this is good. Oh, what I was trying to do was very dumb because we can just think about them as components, and if we enter into another component, we'll simply move back, which means we're making sure that we do not visit an index. Um, we'll be visiting a duplicate index at max 10 to the power 4 times for sure. All right, that is true, I think. So what we can do is we can maintain a visited array, which is initially false, and now we'll start for every column in the first row. If it's already visited, I will simply continue. I will do DFS. Um, for 0, comma I, will pass visited as well. We'll pass grid as well. And if it comes out to be true, we'll directly return true. Otherwise, we'll return false. We'll have to write this DFS. DFS is going to be recursive, so I'll have to create a function for that. This is another lambda function, and it's gonna be recursive in nature. That's why we had to use this method. So the first thing is to check if uh, the boundaries are valid. We simply return false, or if it's already visited. Now we'll make it true. Okay, we're done with both the lambda functions. Now if is possible. If it's possible, then we'll do answer equal to mid and L is equals to mid plus 1. We'll look towards the right, else R will be this. Now after we can return the answer. I'm just worried if it will tally or not. What's the problem? Oh, shouldn't be DFS, it should be grid. I'm just worried about TLE. What? What is wrong? What we're trying to access that we shouldn't access. Okay, it's one based. Was clearly mentioned that it is a one based 2D array. Oh, I have gotten out to be true. Okay. One thing I missed is if grid of I and j is equal to 1, we can't go past it. That's a barrier. Told you. Oh, this is a good question. If it does not TLE, I think it will TLE, but let's hope. It worked. It is a little slow. I mean, 1 second. It is well, more than a little slow, but it worked. I was worried about this thing. And yeah, it is guaranteed that um, if I'm doing DFS and there are an in term cells, It's still on edge, but I think, yeah, it's working fine. It took like 25 minutes to solve this problem, and I think 25 minutes on a hard problem is actually good. Acceptance rate is quite high, so I think I could have done it at I could have done it in less than 20 minutes. Then that would have been better, but it is still is good because it's a hard problem, and LC hards are not that easy to be honest. I mean, last problem was also hard, but that hard problem had higher acceptance as well. But to be honest, while solving that problem, I thought it's actually way tougher than what is being shown by the acceptance rate. You have to keep that in mind as well. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you're doing good. Bye bye.